In a small village, nestled between two gentle hills and a winding river, there lived a boy named Armin. From the outside, his life seemed simple and peaceful. He lived with his parents in a modest home surrounded by fields of wheat and tall mango trees that swayed in the summer wind. The mornings were filled with birdsong, and the evenings glowed in warm hues of orange and purple. But inside Armin's heart, a silent war was always raging. Armin was 12 years old and had a gift for drawing. He would spend hours sketching on old scraps of paper birds in flight, people's faces, his pet goat, anything that caught his eye. His drawings were filled with life, and everyone in the village admired his talent. Everyone, except Armin himself. You see, Armin had a problem. He was always looking to the side to others. No matter what he achieved, he always measured it against someone else. When he drew a picture he was proud of, he'd hear someone mention another boy, Kareem, who was good at sports. When he helped his father in the field, someone would praise his cousin Samir for doing better in school. His thoughts became poisonous whispers. If only I could run like Kareem. If only I were smarter like Samir. If only I looked more like Arif, maybe then people would admire me. Every time he compared, he felt smaller. Voice softens, more intimate. One evening, Armin sat beneath his favorite tree, his sketchpad on his lap, and a drawing half finished, but he wasn't focused. His eyes were fixed on a group of boys in the field nearby. Kareem was running across the grass, fast as the wind, laughter bursting from his chest. A group of kids cheered him on. Armin's fingers clenched around his pencil. "I'll never be like him," he whispered. His father, who had quietly approached, sat beside him. He said nothing for a moment, just watched the boys and the sky turning golden. Then, with the patience of someone who'd lived long enough to understand pain, he spoke. "Why are you so sad, Armin?" Armin looked down. "I'm not good at anything." His father raised an eyebrow. "Is that so? And what's that in your lap?" "A drawing. But it's not special. Anyone could do it." His father gently took the paper. It was a beautiful sketch of the sunset, with the hills layered in soft strokes, and the shadows of trees captured perfectly. His father traced the edges with his finger and said, "Do you think Kareem could draw this?" Armin was quiet. "Do you think Samir could paint the wind on paper?" Armin shook his head. "Then why does their light make you blind to your own?" Voiceover transitions to a memory from childhood. That night, his father told him a story. There once were two candles, one tall, one short. The short one kept crying, "Why am I not tall like the other?" But it didn't see that its light was just as bright. Then one day, a child got lost in the dark and picked up the short candle. It guided her home, and the short candle realized. Months passed since the school showcase. The drawings Armin presented were still the talk of the village. People often stopped him on the way to school or the market to say how much his story had moved them. His teachers even pinned copies of his work on the school walls. For the first time, Armin felt a quiet confidence growing inside him, not loud, not boastful but calm, like a lantern that didn't need the wind to dance. But just as Armin began to embrace who he was, life sent him a challenge, not for himself, but for someone else. Scene transitions to a new character introduction. A new family moved into the village from the city. They weren't rich, but they were different. The parents ran a small tailoring shop, and with them was a boy, Rahil. He was Armin's age, but very quiet. He kept to himself, always looking down. His clothes were plain, and he wore thick glasses that slipped down his nose every few seconds. On the first day of school, Rahil sat in the last row, barely speaking. When the teacher asked him a question, he stammered, and the class laughed. Armin noticed how Rahil's shoulders slumped lower each time someone whispered about him. During lunch, Armin sat nearby and watched as Rahil quietly unpacked his food, plain roti and pickles, and ate without looking up. No friends, no conversation, just silence. That evening, Armin couldn't stop thinking about him. Why does he remind me of me? Armin thought. The version of himself that used to count the victories of others and measure them like scars on his own skin. Scene shifts to art class. 1 week later, during art period, the teacher asked everyone to draw something that made them happy. Most kids drew cartoons, cricket matches, or their families. But Rahul just stared at his blank paper. Armin couldn't help it. He leaned over and whispered, "Do you want help?" Rahul looked startled, as if someone speaking to him was a rare thing. "I don't know what makes me happy," Rahul said quietly. Those words hit Armin hard. He sat back, stunned. He remembered when he had felt exactly the same, when happiness seemed like something other people held, but never him. New beat in story. Armin begins helping Rahul. From that day on, Armin made it a mission not just to be kind, but to show Rahul the mirror he once found for himself. He started small. At lunch, he began sitting beside Rahul. He'd show him sketches, share stories behind them, even let him try drawing on his sketchpad. Rahul hesitated at first, but slowly, his lines grew more confident. His smiles began to peek through like shy sunlight.